Thank you for joining us for the 3rd annual Sierra Nevada Yarn Crawl. I am Aubrey, owner of Knits Knots Tahoe. If you have never been to Lake Tahoe, I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. Lake Tahoe is the largest alpine lake in North America. I believe the deepest part is around 1,700 feet deep, and it has 70 plus miles of shoreline. And it's a great place to travel for vacation or just come up and camp. There's tons of outdoor activities, camping, skiing, beach, mountain biking, all of that. So it's a really great place if you haven't been here. Our designer for this year's knitting pattern is Romy Designs again. She designed our first year crawl pattern. She has gorgeous, she usually does lace shawls, but she has tons of gorgeous patterns. She will be doing our knitting pattern, like I said. I believe she's doing a pattern with Archaic Fibers and Electric Love. So you will have some of this muted and neon going on. And then our crochet pattern this year will be designed by Roberta Montgomery. She is not really a designer, she is a cookie artist. You might know her from the Sugared Squirrel on Instagram. She is a cookie artist in Gardnerville, Nevada. She crochets and knits a ton. She will be designing our Tunisian crochet pattern this year. So stay tuned for more information on those. I wanted to tell you a little bit more about the local indie dyers that we carry since Lake Tahoe is a destination spot. We get a lot of people who are looking for souvenir yarn or special yarn that they can bring back and give to people as gifts. So we have 5 local dyers, as I said, and I will show you them one by one. We will start with Electric Love. Her name's Erica. She is from South Lake Tahoe. You have probably seen her yarn before because I love it. She does a lot of neon colors. These are some of her newest colors. So they're a little bit different than her typical, this is like her typical neon. You can follow her on Instagram. Her name is Electric Love Yarn Co. It's ELCTRK. And she's also in the shop quite a bit. She usually comes on Saturdays and helps me out and just hangs out a little bit. So if you come by, you'll probably see her during the crawl. We have Storyteller Yarn next. That's me. I am the dyer of Storyteller. All of my colorways are one of a kind. So once I dye them, I don't ever re-dye them because I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. So I just go with the flow. I will show you some more of these. These are all on our website also. All of the dyers, all of the yarn in the shop, or most of the yarn in the shop, we put on our website so we are able to ship it if you aren't able to make it into the shop. Next is Archaic Fibers. Archaic is dyed by Jay. He lives in Reno, Nevada. Reno is about an hour from us. And he does lots of muted tonal colors. I featured him last year as well. He will be doing one of our trunk shows during the yarn crawl. Lots of people like to pair his yarn with one of the crazy Electric Love or one of the Storyteller yarns for shawls. Next is Valkyrie Fibers. Valkyrie Fibers is dyed by Lauren, and you have probably met Lauren if you've been in the shop before. She works with us occasionally. She's also here for our knit nights. She dyes lots of nerdy, kind of grungy colorways. Her colorways are kind of more muted, but still super colorful. She also is queen of self-striping sock yarn. So she does these amazing gobstopper balls that knit up to be self-striping. Mostly they're used for socks, but you can also use them for sweaters or shawls. She's doing a knit along with one of these for a shawl. So there's lots of options, hats, fingerless gloves, all of that. And then the last dyer that I am out of is Storybook Yarn. That is my daughter. Her name is Story, obviously, and she is 11 years old. She loves to dye yarn, loves to be creative. I am out of her yarn right now, but if you check in on our website or on our Instagram, I am sure we will have more. look who I have. Hi everyone, I have Jay from Archaic Fibers with me, and I am going to ask him some questions on his dye process. Hi Jay.
Hello.
Jay lives in Reno, as I talked about earlier, and he dyes this beautiful yarn. He has lots of different bases and lots of different colors. I think he has 40 different colorways, or 60.
Yeah, like probably about 40, 45 evergreen colorways, and then 60 other ones that are here and there.
As I said, he will have a trunk show here for the yarn crawl, so you will see him, I hope, and lots of his yarn.
I will be here.
This is our pattern from last year. This was the Tunisian Express, and this is done with his tweed yarn. This took 2 skeins of yarn.
Tweed, it's the best.
Tweed, we love tweed.
Tweed everything.
Okay, so tell me how you pick your colors and why.
So all of my colors are inspired by
Knits and Knots?
Yes, by Storyteller. They're inspired by record covers. And if you look really closely, right there in my logo, there's a record adapter. That's what that funky little symbol is that nobody picks up.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so they're inspired by record covers, sometimes lyrics, mostly record covers.
And how long does it take you to dye a batch of yarn?
Way too long, because I'm super OCD. I mean, it all depends. Something, you don't have any of my like super deep teal at the moment.
No.
Sometimes it's really quick. Something like this is pretty fast comparatively. And then some of my more saturated colors, like this really nice deep teal I have, takes all night. I have to start it at night and then leave it in the pan for probably a good 12 hours, at least, for it to set properly. So. One
thing about Jay's yarn is he is very good at making all of his skeins match perfectly. So I have knit a sweater out of his, and I didn't alternate it like you're supposed to, and it was just perfect.
Thanks. That's what I try.
Yeah, so
shoot for.
Jay will be doing a trunk show, like I said, for the yarn crawl, and he will also be dyeing yarn for our knitting kits that Romy Designs is designing. He will have kits with Electric Love, the neon yarn that I showed you earlier. We are not telling you anything about the pattern, so you will have to follow along with us on Instagram.
It's a surprise.
So he will have some of his muted colorways with some neon.
With some super red stuff.
Yeah, so it's going to be exciting and fun. So that is it for today. I wanted to thank you for joining us again, and I hope you have a great time on the crawl.